I'm Sam Hagerman. I own Hammer in Hand. We've been in business for 18 years. I'm also a certified Passive House consultant and currently serving as the president of the Passive House Alliance US. We're talking about the Glasswood project here today. The Glasswood project is interesting because it's the first commercial retrofit done to the Passive House Energy Standard here in the United States, which makes it a forerunner for hopefully many projects to come. But it's been there's been a great deal of valuable lessons that we've learned that we're going to share throughout this series of videos with everybody who's watching. The reason we began this project is that we found a building in the neighborhood that was in need of a great deal of repair. This building was so far down the river in terms of its natural decay and its deferred maintenance. And after we looked more closely into the building, we realized that it actually needed to be taken back to basically the framing and even a little bit beyond. So that gave it the sort of perfect MO to become a Passive House retrofit. We took the architectural forms and maintained them and tried to use more modern materials with respect to the historic aesthetic of the building to make sure that it still was blended into the fabric of the neighborhood. But I think Portland is a great example of urban architecture in evolution, in that we have great older buildings that are well preserved, and then we have brand new buildings that are modern architecture, and they exist side by side, and they form this great mosaic of sort of history and different types of buildings. Our building kind of sits in a bridge between those two worlds, because it's a new building in one sense that's super high performance Passive House, and it is in a 100-year-old frame basically, and it's 100-year-old footprint. So we're able to take those two and sort of weave them together, and I think that that's common throughout the Portland area. When urban retrofit and adaptive reuse gets designed, it's hopefully consciously done with an eye to both camps, the historic camp and the modern camp. This is a very exciting project, I think, for a number of different reasons, but I think that the thing that's most exciting for me is just being able to have office space there, being able to have staff in there working, because I know from being in passive houses and passive house buildings, both the United States and in Europe, they're just this really unprecedented level of comfort and good indoor air quality, and I'm just really excited to see the positive effect I expect that to have on staff in the building and folks that are working there trying to make a living. I think that we take for granted a lot our workspaces, and we spend most of our time waking hour there. And I think the design and architecture and just the quality of that space is a really important factor. And I know that that's one of the best things, the comfort and just the sense of well-being, the quietness, everything that sort of goes with Passive House is sort of going to be transferred to the work world for these folks, and I'm going to be excited to hear what their reactions are. And I'm also excited to show our clients and interested folks in the public space of that building to go into a Passive House space. It's going to be a tremendous opportunity for everybody in the Passive House community.